Greetings and hello. In case you were ever wondering, this is essentially how I look when I'm not wearing within a hat. Inception hat, yeah. But what happens when we ride the kicks back up the layers? Yeah. So yesterday, on the 21st, I left here to go into Cardiff, to go to the AsOfYetUnNamed YouTube gathering. And that technically is its name, even though it says it's unnamed as of yet. Yeah, it all makes perfect sense in our collective YouTube boggle-mindedness. That's not a word. Now with me, I bought the Wham bag, mentioned in previous videos, and in the bag I brought with me gloves, notebooks, drumstick pencils, pens, paper, an inhaler for my nose, various creepy masks from Doctor Who, a book that contains words that are spoken in Na'vi, because you never know, nerd glasses, and this Inception spinner. Now I know you're thinking, why would I bring this? It happened, it wasn't a dream. Well, you tell me, you look inside the interior of the Cardiff railway station, you tell me it doesn't look slightly Inceptionistic. Voila! But for God's sakes, let's just move on to the stuff that we're really here to see, the stuff that's really good, that we want to see, the good stuff. Now, as far as I can reckon, I think maybe I was the first one there. I was there at 10:30 because the buses were so good and generous with me, and I don't know if I was the first one there or not. I mean, if you were there, tell me and correct me if I'm wrong, but I was there at 10:30 and I think I was the first. And if that is true, then that is the first time that as a YouTuber I can genuinely say, first! And then at 11 AM, I stood up from the table that I was sitting at the upper crust place in the station and walked over to the entrance doors, and then I brought out my sign and put on my fez, removed the original hat I was wearing, put on the fez, and then stood there just waiting for something to happen whilst other people stared at me as if I was mad. Well, of course I was. I even said so on the sign itself, but I wasn't quite prepared for how much odd stares I was given by people who didn't know that this was an actual thing that was happening, not just something that I was making up because I was a mad homeless person or some shit like that. Point is though, eventually people started gathering. Apparently the sign was helpful to some people who didn't know where the thing was happening, but somehow the sign was helpful to some if I held it up high enough. Hello. Make sure to wave if you happen to be appearing.
Running into people and going, aha!
Hello.
Hello, this is recording, isn't it?
Yes, it is now. Yes, hello, this is you.
Hello, YouTube viewer. Ah!
You've just eaten my audience! I should explain about the balloons as well, because there were two balloons that I was given, and I was given them by this little kid who walked up to me and said, "Would you like these two balloons?" And I was like, okay. And he then walked back over to a woman who had earlier on come up to me and asked me what this thing was going on with me in the YouTube gathering and other people who had started arriving for the thing. And I think the little kid was to do with her, if not her son, then the son of some other woman that was standing next to that woman, or whatever. But that's where the two balloons came from. And then it was down to one when I gave one of the balloons over to the other faction of the gathering, the supposed evil faction that was led by Adam, or one of the Adams. I can't remember how many Adams. I'm not even sure if it was Adams. I'm not even sure if it was an Adam. I think, was he the Gears person? I don't know, it got all so confusing. But I gave one of the balloons to the leader of the other faction who was wearing pink jeans. Yeah. And, yeah, so I think we handled it nicely. Somehow I became a peace ambassador for some weird reason. And, yeah, that happened. What the devil are you doing with my balloon?
That sounds like a great euphemism.
Yes, it does.
Just throwing it around.
What are you doing with my balloons?
I've been doing that ever since you did that in that video. I've been doing that, and my friends think I'm just.
What was the? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hello.
Hello. Yes, of course.
I'm disappointed by the lack of booking size.
Yes, I know. I didn't run out of time. I just ran out of willingness because I am impatient.
I tell you what though, by the end of the day, those balloons, they must have seen some sights. I mean, I can just imagine if the balloons were able to talk, they would have said, "Boy, we saw some sights today." I don't know why they talk like that, but that's the voice I just think they would have. Whatever.
Hey, we're migrating now. Hallelujah. We're doing stuff now. It is, as they say, a miracle.
And I love that car park. And I love that pigeon.
A relationship between a human and a car park would never work.
Why not? I've had relationships worse than car parks. I've had train wrecks.
What has happened to that balloon?
I have absolutely. It's been Dexter. This is a balloon, that is correct.
But tell
I
me-
don't know your name, sorry.
Jack.
Jack, tell me, Jack.
It's a TARDIS blue balloon that has Dexter's name written on it.
It's
as
not
long as
TARDIS blue. It is TARDIS blue.
It's close
just
enough.
Faded.
Sam, comment on this for me. Do you know the lyrics to Stupid Deaths?
No. Yes.
Can you sing them to me?
No. Possible. Hang on. Stupid deaths, they're funny because they're true. Stupid deaths. Yes. Stupid deaths, they're funny because they're true. Stupid deaths, hope next time it's not you.
Yes! Fantastic.
Isn't that like Julian Barrett or something?
No,
I
it's
know his name.
Simon Farnaby.
Farnaby.
I looked it up. Hello. You do realise that there are no lenses in your
Yes,
glasses?
I know. These aren't mine. I just got given them because apparently I look like a mixture of YouTubers. So they put this on me to confirm it, I guess.
Huh.
Confirm. I just noticed your accent. Sorry. Confirm it.
Confirm in the Yorkshire days.
Oh, really?
Right, you got a tracker as well. You can drive around.
No, I do not have a tractor.
Yes.
It's like dreams are coming true on this day.
Many dreams indeed. like this tall thing that's filled with water.
And then, apropos of absolutely fuck all, this awesomeness happened.
Dumbledore! Dumbledore! Ron! Weasley! Ron Weasley! Ron Weasley! Ron Weasley! Ron Weasley! Ron Weasley! Ron!
Mysterious ticking noise! It's a pipe bomb!
Yay! Voldemort! Oh, Voldemort!
Thank you!
Woo!
Katie, Rosie, big birds destroyed Torchwood. It looks like it's destroyed.
So how does he know we're here? How does he know we're here? Well, yeah, we've talked to Kim, the YouTube gathering. I think
Yes, I am. I am. You're the only one dancing.
Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Jack. Right.
Jack.
Or if you combine it with my last name, Keen, then it would sound like Jackeen. Exactly.
What's your last name? Key.
Yeah, Keen. Keane.
Jackie.
But alas, I didst thou have to depart early from the group, from the gathering, from the bowling, because that's when that was happening, just as I was leaving, and that was unfortunate. I would have liked to have stayed for the entire day and participated in the further awesomeness that was going to obviously occur, but, you know, shit happens. So, these are the moments in which I was leaving, and was not at all being a bit awkward.
Firstly, here is the sign, of which you might find useful tomorrow. So hold it up and it might apply, hopefully. Also on the other side, I've written a message just for everyone to look at as I say goodbye.
Oh, okay.
So hope you like that.
Yeah.
And secondly, I want to thank you personally because you know that Video's Mafia video you did?
Yeah.
You inspired me to do that VEDA thing that you mentioned, and I'm doing that at the moment. This is sort of part of it, just they happen to coincide. So, want to thank you for that. So, thank you very much, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hope to see you again at
It was
some
nice to
point.
meet you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Slow motion wave.
And that is that. That is when I left and walked down that fucking never-ending Hitchcockian nightmare of a street that leads away from the bay and back to the route back into Cardiff and the place in which I know how to move around a bit. Seriously, that street that goes on forever. And I would also like to mention that as I was talking to Kim in those last moments, I did want to mention in some way that I found it quite nice. There was a kind of poeticism to the fact that she, being the person who inspired me to do this entire VEDA thing that I have been doing all of this month so far, I thought that there was a nice poeticity, that's not a word, and to the fact that the person who began it and helped me inspire it would, as the VEDA season thing was drawing inevitably to its conclusion ever nearer, that she would appear just as the series was nearing its end, even though it's not a series, it's not a TV thing. But because, like now, I am an extremely awkward human being, if you can call me a human being, I'm probably an alien of some kind, who knows, I was like being very hasty in the stuff that I was saying. I didn't mean to. I wanted to be, like, say all the stuff that I wanted to say and make it a really nice goodbye and stuff. But I also knew that, Kim, you were being the hostess of the group, and you were hostessing and guiding people into the bowling and all that, and also I didn't want to stop people from having fun because I was stopping the hostess from doing what she had to do to organise the whole thing, and I didn't want to be like Britta in Community. I didn't want to be a buzzkill, and that's why I was talking really fast as I could. And also the fact that I didn't have much memory left on my camera either, so sorry about all of that. Sorry that I was a bit awkward. Hope the sign was helpful and that if you've used it today on Sunday, that it was useful to other people, and if not, then you can throw it in the bin or whatever. I don't mind. I would just like to say thank you all for having me, thank you for accepting me, and thank you for not trying to back away slowly and run away while my back was turned so that you could escape me or something. I'm a bit paranoid. And, yeah, I had an incredibly brilliant, astounding, and in many other words, ending in ing day. I mean, sure, when I got back home, when I'm here, my entire body is aching and I have a throbbing headache. Not now, that's dissipated, but still, I have the ache around me. But it's a good ache. It's an ache of accomplishment. I would like to apologise as well because during the last like hour or an hour and a half of the time I was spent with all of you, I was a bit quiet and withdrawn and not as social as I wanted to be with you all. But because I was in quite a considerable amount of pain because of this medical stuff that I have and whatever, whenever I get in that kind of state, I get very quiet and withdrawn and closed in and not very social. I just kind of sit in the corner somewhere and just watch other people do stuff because I'm in a lot of pain trying to concentrate on not having it. If you see what I mean, it's very complex and stupid, I know, but whatever. I just want to say thank you to you all. Sorry for that last hour that I was being a bit of a dick, and I hope to see you again on some other day, in some other way. Lada hey. I was trying to be a bit poetic again, but I failed. Bye, and I hope this salute catches on in some way in future gatherings, or whatever. This was not an awkward ending at all.